Hello everyone, welcome back to FabTrader, where we talk all things trading, investing, and building wealth. Today's video is something that's been in popular demand from many of you in the community, especially those of you who are just starting in algo trading or learning Python. One of the first questions that I get asked is, how do I download NSE historical data automatically, both EOD as well as intraday? By intraday, I mean the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30, 60 minutes type of data for stocks, futures, and option symbols. For most experienced algo traders, they get this data directly from their broker APIs. However, for people who are starting new and don't have a broker API setup, they need this type of utility. Well, the good news is, per your request, I've created a simple Python utility that can download the NSE historical data. So whether you're backtesting strategies or just want to analyze price action, this tool gives you clean, reliable market data straight from the official NSE website, and it's completely free as well. In this video, I'll walk you through the utility, its code, and I'll show you also how to use it step by step. You can copy this code for free and use it as you please. So stick around and smash that like button if you haven't done so already.
If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Vivek and I'm a financially independent algo trader. This channel is all about building a community of algo traders. We discuss everything about algo trading using Python, building and backtesting trading strategies, market updates, and much more. Please do visit our community website, FabTrader.in. Also do check out my other YouTube channel, FabWealth, where I talk about my own financial independence journey and share tools, methods, and strategies that help me achieve my financial freedom. Thank you.
A few days back, I'd written this blog article. I also did a video on this where I had created an NSE utility in Python, using which I think you can do a bunch of activities like, for example, tracking live price. You can download BAV copies. You can extract corporate auctions, corporate announcements. A whole lot of things that you can basically fetch directly from the NSE website. And this is that video. If you haven't seen this video or read this article, I'll provide the link in the description. So take a look at it. The video and the blog article was received quite well. A lot of people told me that they are now starting to use this on a daily basis and they found it very useful. And as part of that video, comments and people who pinged me told me that if I can do something on the historic data as well, because most people are looking to download NSE historic data, both the EOD data as well as the intraday data, which is the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute type data. Not just for the stock data, they also wanted stock options, and then futures data as well. So they had asked me if I can create a similar utility where I can download this data from the NSE. It'll be very useful to them. So based on popular demand, I've created a simple tool that will do just that. So the details that I'm going to be talking through in this video, all that information is available in this blog article. And I'll post the link in the description so you can read through this. And then what this tool would do is basically, just as you guys asked, it'll get historical data, not just for the underlying and the indices, but also for the futures and options data for those stocks and indices. The article gives you a very detailed step-by-step process on how to install this and how to use this, and this is the entire code. You can just simply copy this and then run it as you wish. You don't really need anything apart from just pandas and Python installed on your machine. Before I walk you through the Python code and the actual Python implementation, let's just start from the fundamentals, right? What exactly are we trying to do here? And how are we getting this data? So I'm sure you are aware of this website, which is charting.nsc.com, which is the official NSE website. And then this basically has charts for all the instruments that are in question. All that the Python program that we are trying to do is trying to extract data from this chart. And that's where you're getting your EOD data and all the intraday data, right? At a very high level, this is exactly what that Python code is doing. For people who are slightly interested in technically understanding how this is done, I know a couple of subscribers had asked me that you provide code, which is all good, but try and explain how this code works also, so that we can learn a thing or two. So for people who are slightly more interested technically on how this works, what we are trying to do is that if any website, if you go, it basically works as a series of requests and response, right? So if you press F12 from any web screen that you're currently in, you would see something like this. And then when you go into network, this is where you see how this particular client, which is your browser, is talking to the server, which in this case is the NSE server, right? How these two items basically talk to each other can be seen from this window. So at a high level, how this works is, the browser or the client basically sends a web request to the server in a specific format that the server can understand. And then when the server gets that request, it basically responds back with the actual data. So in this case, if you really see, these are the server requests that are going out to the server from this particular web browser. And it is sending the data in this particular format where it is telling the server as to which specific script code, or the script code in this case, Nifty, 26,000, as everybody knows, this is the script code for Nifty. And then what time frame the data is required. In this case, the interval is 1 minute. As you can see here, the time interval is 1. So it basically sends this information in a JSON format that the server can understand, and the server basically serves that page with the data that is required, right? So in the Python program, what we're trying to do is just emulate as if a real user is trying to, request NSE for data, right? In this case, there is no real web browser or anything involved, but we're using Python program to basically emulate as if a user is trying to get this request done through a web browser. And that's exactly how we are trying to send that request, and we get that data back from the server, and we trap that data, and that's how we get our historical data. If you haven't joined our Telegram group, please do so. I share market insights, algo trading tips, and new video notifications, and this way you can stay up to date with our community news and events. Now, with that background, now let's look at the Python implementation. Maybe if you look at the code, it'll make a lot more sense now. So this is the code. Right now, from a intraday perspective, these are all the timelines, the timeframes that it kind of supports, which is 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minutes, 15, 30 minutes, and 1 hour, which is 60 minutes. The daily, 1 week, and 1 month. So this is all the data that you can basically extract for any stock, any indices, including futures or option symbols, even stock options including, right? So that's what this does. The way it is implemented is we basically have created a class where the key functionality is basically already coded in. This is the class. For people who are not familiar with class is one of the most powerful data structures within Python. If you're familiar with object-oriented programming, I'm sure you've heard of class. If I want to give you a very crass example on what this really means, assume that you're building plastic dolls or silicone dolls, right? To build a doll like that, what you first do is you create a mold first, right? The mold is basically the class here. And then once the mold is ready, you can create as many dolls as you want using that mold. And these dolls are basically the objects that you're creating based out of the class that you're creating, right? So the class becomes the mold and your dolls becomes the object. In this case, we're creating a class called the NSE master data. And like I mentioned, what this is trying to do is that it's basically trying to access these URLs and then emulating as if a user is sending the request to the NSE web servers. And then the server responds with the actual data that we want, which is this data. And then once the data comes through, we're basically extracting the data that we want, convert that into a pandas data frame, and we download it and use it the way we want it. Hope that kind of makes sense, and hope I'm not confusing you. But let's just move on to how this code really works. So at the start, I told you about the NSE master data being the class, and then you create an instant called NSE. This is where this becomes the mold, and NSE becomes the doll that you're creating. So the NSE is the object or the instance that you're creating based on the mold, which is the class, right? So in this case, NSE comes to life here as an object. First thing is, before we even download anything, we'll have to download the entire NSE symbol master, which is both including the NSE as well as the NFO. This step is very important. You'll have to run it every time. This all it does is basically downloads the entire symbol master for NSE and NFO and creates a cross-reference file. And then for downloading any data, of course, you need the start date and end date. In this case, I'm just taking, just for testing purposes, 6 days. So end date is today, and my start date is 6 days prior to the end date, which is basically the 6-day window is what I'm considering. So feel free to change this number to whatever time frame that you want, and accordingly, the data will be downloaded. Before we download the historic data, there is one additional utility that I've created here, which can be of a bit of use. Not all of us know the entire, the symbol list and its names by heart. So this is basically a simple search facility. So you can give even the entire full name of this symbol or partially whatever you know, and then you can tell which exchange that you're basically looking at. And then when you try to run this, it'll give you the entire list of the symbol code from NSE. In this case, I've given Nifty Bank, and there is only one symbol there within NSE, which is this Nifty Bank, which is again very clear, very familiar. 26009 is the Bank Nifty's symbol. So it basically searches and gives you the details along with the script code. Similarly, you can do a search on NFO, the FNO symbols as well. So in this case, I've given the partial Bank Nifty 25th April, but I want to extract all symbols that kind of roughly match this wildcard. So when I run this gives me the entire list of all the the futures as well as the option symbols for Bank Nifty. So using this, you can basically zero in, copy, and then run historic download on any specific code that you want. Now that you understand how the symbol search utility works, let's get to the meat of the video, which is how to actually download the historic data, right? So I've given sample snippet for every type here, and then I've just printed the first 2 rows so that you get to see the actual output also. I've run this already, so let's quickly take a look at what are the things that we can do. Here in this case, I'm basically downloading the EOD data for Nifty. Here I've given interval as 1 day. That's why you're getting the EOD data for Nifty, which is here, right? So you typically get the open, high, low, close, and volume for Nifty 50 in this case. Moving on, this is index data, but this is for a lower time frame, which is 1 minute data. So I'm basically having Bank Nifty data for 1 minute data, which is again the underlying data index for it. So this is how it basically prints for every minute. It gives you the data for 1 minute. And then similarly, you can do it for, in this case, I'm doing it for the TCS, which is again the underlying stock alone for 10 minutes. So this is where the TCS 10 minutes data is printed. You can again extend this to index futures. In this case, Nifty 50 futures is what I'm taking, the April futures. So that also is downloaded. I've given a 1 hour data here, so that is downloaded. And then if you want the stock futures, again, you can give the stock name and then the future symbol that you want. And in this case, Reliance data is printed. I've asked for 1 hour data, and 1 hour data is what we get here. Similarly, if you go for index options, given Bank Nifty index options, the 50,000 PE, and that's downloaded for 5 minutes. And then if you also want the stock options, that is also available. In this case, the TCS stock options for 3000 CE, and that is also available here. So I've given a flavor of each of the functionalities or the symbol types that you can download, so that you can run it and then try it out for yourself. There are a couple of items that I would like to remind you. Number one is NSE. The data is not very clean. I mean, in the sense that, for example, if sometimes what happens is instead of 9:15, it gives you dates, timestamps as 9:14, 59 seconds, right? I've done my best to clean up all of that to ensure that you get a proper timestamp just the way you usually get it on TradingView. So I've done most of the cleanup using I've tampered with the code a little bit and then cleaned up all of that issues for you. But I would still like to warn you that for some of the instruments, especially stock options, where there's not a lot of volume and all that, you sometimes might get some weird timestamps here. So take a closer look at it and then fix it accordingly. The second aspect is for majority of the stock options, when you run it, it will give you an empty one. So if there is not enough activity for a specific expiry or a strike, you will get an empty data frame. So please make sure. So in case there is no data coming from some of your options instruments, don't blame me. That's how NSE is, right? Because I've seen some of the comments saying that your code is bullshit and it's not working and all that. So I try to do my best here to give you a cleaner code. But typically the data is something that's coming from NSE and I can't do much about it. So don't blame me, right? Hope you like this tool. A lot of effort has gone into doing this. So, I mean, I would really appreciate if you can like and subscribe because almost 85% of the viewers don't subscribe to the channel. So if you can really do that, that'll encourage me to do more and more of these type of tools that will be useful to you. So do try this out and let me know how this goes. And if there are any issues, just put those in the comment section. I'll definitely get to it. Until then, thanks for watching and I'll see you on another video. Bye-bye. If you genuinely found this video useful, please consider subscribing and liking the video. And I will see you soon in another video. And until then, take care and happy trading.